Hey, what's going on? Yeah, I think I'm for to try another video. I don't know, so many topics, so many things to talk about, but what I want to talk about is my experience in junior high school. So for those, this video is going primarily to my friends list. So, but if you want to share it, some people asked me on the last video, could they share it, and I could send you the video directly, and you can share it as you see fit. But this video is about like again my school experience because I went to school that was primarily white and to be the real talk is one of the best experiences of my life. I had to do over again. I would just go back to that school. I wouldn't go to another school. So it was just fun because one of the things I learned was the white world. So, I'm black and we came from, black people and the black culture and all that stuff that went on with that. But when I went to this school, it was, white. Like that's all that, I don't know, it wasn't that many of us that was black. And the thing when I look back at it, I don't remember really having conversations with the other black students is just like, oh, I don't want to be here because we the only black people here. It's just like it didn't. I don't remember it. Maybe it happened, but I don't remember it at all. It just everybody we just got along. I would have to say probably about 98%. The white people was just cool. Like there were certain boundaries, of course, and there's always biases and stuff. But when I experienced there, if it was out in the open and no one was really offended. It is what it is. It's just everybody knew where everybody stood with that, at least in my personal experience. Um, so there was times where, again, at a predominantly white school, sometimes you would date white females. So sometimes it was cool, sometimes it wasn't. In my experience, if it wasn't cool, it was normally with the father. And I remember it wasn't at my school because, being at a predominantly white school and the size it was pretty small. We played other predominantly white schools in different counties as well. So I met people, like other white people from other schools. So there was I was dating a white girl from another high school, and mother was cool, father wasn't having it. I don't remember even what he looked like. He yeah. When I would go, I put it this way: when I would go to visit, if he was home, I had to talk to her from the street, like like from I couldn't get in the driveway. If I was looking weird, I was trying to look at now. I guess now I can see that the camera in response don't have to be looking straight up like that. But anyway, so yeah, so I had to talk to her from the street. Like literally, I couldn't even come in their property on the driveway. And I talked to some other people about this. And like, how you feel about that? And it's like, how did you feel about that? Like, I don't care. I wasn't there to see him. I was there to see his daughter. And that's part of my personality, I guess. I didn't care. I mean, it would have been nice. He would have talked to me to figure out what was his issue, and because I was that type of dude, still am. Like I'm that type of guy where I had many conversations with white people, Hispanics, other black people, whatever, and they will say what they like, what they don't like. I don't know how many conversations I had with white people, like why they don't like black people or certain things, boundaries they have. Well, we don't think we should intertwine it, whatever. And it's just like, okay, whatever. For me personally, at least I know where people stand, and that's fine. Like it don't make no difference to me. It's just like, okay, at least I know where you at, so I won't cross any boundaries, or we can just have an understanding with things. So that's pretty much where it's at. So going to that school, there was a lot of things I was exposed to, which is interesting. So same young lady I was talking about was dating. So and they was like upper middle class, like they had some money. So what was interesting was that was the first time. Just to let you know how old I am, but this is where they had like laser discs in the house. So we went in the house and they, we like, man, y'all houses, I was with a friend of mine, but he was white. So we was like doing a double date thing. So I'm the only black person there, and I'm sitting there like, man, this is great. Like y'all house is off the chain. You got a jacuzzi and or hot tub, whatever. And I'm looking. I'm like, what is that? It's like that's a laser disc. Laser disc? What's that? So that was before all the DVD stuff come out. So this was like in the '80s. So I'm like, what? Like y'all got This, boy, y'all got some money. And it was just like, not saying that some of my people in my family have a little money, but like they have some money. So that was the first time I actually got around some people that had money, like just like money, like was money we wish we had. And it was interesting. So like I said, going to the school and having the white friends, the white families, and a lot of them was just like they just open their doors. Like they see me from playing sports, like basketball and track and things of that nature, and they're just like, yeah, hey, they call me Bullet, like, cause that's what everybody call me. That's my nickname. And some people call me Adrian, but a lot of people still call me Bullet, including some of my teachers. And yeah, they'll just invite me over, come over, eat dinner, and the cultures. I just noticed, like, I'll probably do a video on racism later, but I'll just stick with bias for now. Like, but I didn't run across a ton of bias. Like, it was just, if it was pretty much explained, and that was it. It was interesting, or people would explain why they said what they said. So what I mean by that is, my good friend father, actually, I'm sure he don't mind me saying his name, but my good friend Eric, his father was hilarious. He passed away, but his father was Eric was hilarious too. But this guy, his dad, boy, was a trip. Like, I mean, he was a trip. So, and he would say stuff, and no one really knew him. They'll swear up or down he didn't like black people. Like, they was just, they swear so. And you gonna have to excuse some of the stuff I say in this part because everybody's so sensitive. But I'm just gonna keep it raw because this is what happened. But he will say stuff like they play, watching football or whatever. And, a black dude scored a touchdown or whatever. And he'll like, I ain't dancing a jig, or he would just say stuff like that. We'll just look at him and laugh, and he would just always say, just remarks like that. And Eric, he listened to rap music, and he was like, "Oh, Eric, why are you listening to that nigger stuff?" And just what. And we like Eric was rapping one day, and he was like rapping and recording some rapping. His dad busting the room, like, knock off the nigger stuff, whatever. And we was just, we would listen to it and just laugh, like uncontrollably laugh. And someone like, how can you laugh to that? He was saying what he was saying. And it's like, well, I'm going to explain to you why we just laugh. So one day, like he will always, for one, before I get to that story, he will always, like, whenever we went out, he always treated us great. He will feed us. He will talk. He never disrespected us. He never made us feel like he don't want us there, like, ever. Like, he was just, that's just who he was. So one day they stayed like on a river. So one day I was there, and I don't know why we was by the river, and Eric was going somewhere. And then one day he just decided to tell me why he say the things he say. Like when he say, like, nigger and this and that, and nigger that, whatever. And he explained to me, he said, when I say that, I'm not talking about, he said, I don't mean it in a way as like all black people. And it's like, that's like people is doing, if I see somebody black doing something ignorant or whatever, he said, I will use the term in that light. And he said, same thing with white people. I call it rednecks or white trash or whatever. And he was just, I never asked him. I never complained to my friend. It's just like, you could just tell. You can tell when somebody mean it in a, like, I don't like black people, or it's just, that's how they grew up or whatever, so whatever, it just, you could just tell. Like, and he explained it to me. One day he explained it to me. I said, well, yeah, I kind of figured that, what I mean? Because if you didn't like black people, why in the world would you let us come over here all the time and you feed us and let us spend the night? And, that's what, I don't know where you grew up at. I never asked. I was like, but you could tell the difference. Like, you can really tell the difference. So I was like, thank you for explaining that. But to me, it was already evident. And so, well, no excuse for what he said. It doesn't matter. It's just like his heart was there, and I had the honor and the privilege when he passed. I was there, at my friend's side, when his father passed. Like, he asked me to be there, and I loved the man, like, just flat out. And yeah, because he did. He treated me well, and the same thing with the community and the school I went to. they actually did that. So, it was a wonderful experience. And but now with everything going on and everybody's so upset, and you know, I'm gonna do some more videos later because some people's asked me to kind of share my experience and things of that nature. But yeah, I'm just really, I guess I could say, concerned because, in my opinion, things ain't what they appear to be. Like, I mean, this whole, like I said, just the whole Black Lives Matter stuff. And just to throw this in before I end this video, you have to. There was something I posted on Facebook, and if you're really paying attention to my posts, I ask you to really pay attention to them because what I'm doing is trying to get people to think outside of the narrative. So there's what the media always putting forth because we cannot allow them to control the conversation. Because this is one thing I'm noticing with all of this is that, apparently this is supposed to start off with the whole police brutality with George Floyd. So first it started off with police brutality, that needs to be addressed. And so, okay. Then it went from defunding the police to taking down monuments and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, and to me, when I'm watching this unfold, I'm thinking, well, who is asking for that? Because it ain't black people, in my opinion. If you study civil rights movement or any black movement, when has anybody ever said that we should defund the police, like black people, I'm talking about, and like take down statues and stuff? Like if black people broke and get beat up by the police, and ain't nobody thinking about statues and white Jesus and none of that stuff, like, cause you're getting beat up by the police. Like no one, who cares? Like really, like I don't. And I'm like, where's this coming from? What I'll read stuff, and because I read a lot of news things, and it was like, yeah, activist groups is asking for. I'm like, what activist group? They'll just say activist groups, and then they say Black Lives Matter, and it's like, well, that's just one. Well, who's the other ones? Like, I mean, like, who is demanding this stuff? Because never. Like, I mean, that's the thing. It's good to study history on some level, because I was like, when has anybody asked for that? I don't remember Martin Luther King asked for that, or Malcolm X, or excuse me, or anyone. Like, I don't remember it. Like, you just, maybe somebody else know. Maybe they asked for that, and if you know, send it to me, or send me a link or something, because how can I put this? It makes no sense to the cause, but it do make sense for a different cause, which is that will be a different video. And I'm just really trying to, I just want to go into some stuff, but I'm just trying to be, I don't want to say careful, but just trying to be prayerful and stuff of what to disclose, because right now people is not after truth or even facts. People are emotional. When people are emotional, they are super irrational. So I'm not trying to, whatever. People think what they think. But again, it's just like, I don't know. Like I said, if anybody have any comments about my video, because this is just short, just message me, because I don't do Facebook debates, because I don't like to write. or do long exposition and write. I just don't like it. Like, I don't do that, especially on the Facebook platform, because I've been studying certain things for so long, like human nature, all of this stuff. I've been studying a lot of things, and I just can't sum it up in a couple sentences, in a couple, so when I say things, there's usually years of research behind what I say. It's just that simple. And it's just like, well, that don't make any, well, it wouldn't make any sense to you, because like I said what I said based off stuff I studied forever. So like when it comes to culture, say for instance, like me, maybe I make another video. When it comes to me and working in cause about everywhere you work is predominantly white where I'm from. Like, it's just supervisors white. Everybody's white, and the thing I keep running into is culture issues a lot of times. They could be prejudiced and they could be all of that stuff, but really at the end of the day, as I look over my personal career, it was always a culture issue, like always. And maybe I'll do another video about my testimony, but that was always the culture, because that's why I would get in trouble about the most, because me growing up the way we grew up, and it just like, it's just like, I don't know, like corporate, like say in the corporate world or the upper middle class, because there's also social classes things, and people will say things. I'm looking, I'm like, that don't even make any sense. Like you don't have to. So say for instance, I worked in law enforcement, and people go to college for criminal justice and things of that nature. Well, I grew up around criminals, like, and I mean literally, and like I said, I'll tell my testimony later. But I was around criminals. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I mean, not every once in a while. Like that's who I was around all the time, including myself. So they would say stuff and do stuff, and it's just like you don't even understand the terrain. You don't understand the culture, or even criminals, like so to speak, especially career criminals. Then people is not breaking laws for the reason you think they're breaking laws. They just not. And a lot of people think that. A lot of times, simply put, sometimes people breaking laws because they don't know how to get what they really need legally. Because, say for instance, it's called a cheating strategy. So I used to teach when I used to teach classes. Kind of restructuring classes, I will have what is called bonus lessons, and one of my bonus lessons was I would talk about the cheating strategy. So when you think about people that's playing a game and they keep losing and losing, or something of that in nature, and it's like, okay, I'm tired of losing, so now I'm going to cheat. Like just and a perfect example is that back in the 2008 when we had that recession, and a lot of people lost their jobs and stuff. And if you know stats, the crime went up. The crime level went up. Even with juveniles, like crime went up during that time. Like people, middle class people were losing their houses. I remember watching the videos because I was in law enforcement, so I watched a lot of videos. And I just kind of got into it, and I wasn't really in law enforcement then. It's kind of more of a case management in that realm. But anyway, so watching videos, and I'm seeing people, you know. Like breaking the law, like older people. I remember watching one video, guy was like probably in his 60s, and he was robbing a store and apologizing to the guy, and it's like, I'm just trying to keep my house. Like I really don't want to do this. I don't know what else to do. Like I'm just, and he was kind of saying that. He said, I'm sorry, like I just want to keep my house. And he was saying that as he robbing a guy in the store. So we had a saying back in the day, pressure bust pipes. And so you'll see a lot of crime as a result of that. Just like we for to see now. Like, I'm not talking about the riots and none of that stuff. We for to see some other stuff too as well, because pressure bust pipes. And people played the game the way it was supposed to be played, and now it's collapsing and things are happening. You watching corporate get bailed out, and the billionaires getting bailed. Those people, and the average person getting nothing. Eventually, pressure gonna bust the pipes. Then I ain't gonna sit there and get nothing. Some people getting stuff, and like I'm gonna do videos on all that later, so I ain't gonna get into that now. But again, like as people's hitting desperate time, because it ain't quite hit. Some people are getting it. A lot of people actually. Then what they pouring, but it's gonna get really bad. But so that's what happens. So they're not just picking out crime like, I think I'm gonna have a bunch of crimes on the wall or laws, this stuff against law, and I'm gonna throw a dartboard at, I'm gonna do that one today. Like, no, that's not what's happening. Normally they just trying to solve a problem they don't know how to solve legally. So for instance, I should do another video on this, but I just say this one too real quick. So for instance, like one day I was talking to some people in the criminal justice field or other, even in business field, and they will say, well, drug dealers taking the easy way out or whatever. And I was like, well, at least I know you never sold dope or know a drug dealer, because a drug dealing is not easy. It is not the easy way out. But sure, now it's not, they're taking that easy money. I won't say it's easy money. I will say it's fast money. It's a lot come with that. They're just like, all you doing is selling and that's it. No, there's a lot more to it than that. Trust me. And the average person couldn't do it. Like they couldn't do that. Like if you took somebody from the corporate world somewhat and put it in that environment, someone might make it, but I don't know. It's different. It's different. you might have to do some stuff you may not want to do if you want to, make a lot of money or whatever. It's more than you. Well, you might have to fire somebody. Well, you might have to do more than that. And that's so. Anyway, like I said, I'll probably do another video on that or something. So, I don't know. Actually, my battery is getting low because I just kind of did this on the fly. So, all right. Well, anyway, for they call it the video, it's 20 minutes, so I might have to do another one. Make shorter videos. So. Either way, maybe I'll send this to people individually, or maybe I'll just put this out on Facebook to my friends. But we will see as I get better at doing these. Until next time, I'm out.